With the raging success of Netflix's Bridgerton and the enduring popularity of all things Jane Austen, it is clear that people love a good period romance. There is something so enchanting about swirling ball gowns, love letters, and a handsome man in a top hat. If you think you've officially run out of historical romance films to watch, you're in luck. Mr. Malcolm's List is a new romantic drama set in 1800s England. The story follows Selina Dalton, Freida Pinto, a young woman who visits London at the request of her friend, Julia Thistlethwaite, Zoe Ashton. Julia has ulterior motives for extending the invitation, however, as she wants Selina to help her with a plot to seek revenge on the pompous Mr. Malcolm, Sopterisu. After Mr. Malcolm embarrasses Julia in public, she finds out that he has a list of qualities a woman must possess in order for him to marry her. She hatches a plan to make Mr. Malcolm fall for Selina by teaching her to check off each item on the list, only to reject Mr. Malcolm by telling him that he doesn't match up to her own list of desired qualities. Of course, not everything is as it seems with Mr. Malcolm. Selina soon gets to know the man behind the hard exterior he portrays, and the two of them find that no checklist on earth is a match for pure, natural chemistry. Collider video of the day. Mr. Malcolm's List is based on the novel of the same name by author Susanna Lane, who also wrote the screenplay for the film. The project started off as a short film that was released on YouTube in 2019 and tells an abbreviated version of the story. The short film has racked up over 2 million views to date, and its viral popularity led to the feature-length film being picked up by Bleecker Street. Most of the actors in the short film are returning for this feature-length adaptation. Freida Pinto, Slumdog Millionaire, and Sopterisu are both back as the film's central couple, Selina Dalton and Mr. Jeremiah Malcolm. Joining them are Oliver Jackson Cohen, The Haunting Anthology, and Vivian Ladwa, Ant-Man and the Wasp, who are returning to their roles of Lord Cassidy and John respectively. Also reprising her role is Sonnet Gregory as Molly. New additions to Mr. Malcolm's List include Ashley Park, Emily in Paris, as Gertie Covington and Divergent star Theo James as Captain Henry Ossory. Zoe Ashton, Velvet Buzzsaw, plays Julia Thistlethwaite, a character previously played by Gemma Chan in the short film. Mr. Malcolm's List is the feature-length directorial debut for Emma Hawley-Jones. It's a project that has been years in the making, with Jones first buying the rights to Elaine's screenplay back in 2015. They made and released the Mr. Malcolm's List short film in 2019, and the success of the short led to the feature getting the funding it needed to move forward. Production began in Ireland in March 2021, and now the world will get to see the full-length version of Mr. Malcolm's List in just a few days. Is Mr. Malcolm's List available to stream online? There is no official word yet on if or when the film will make its way to streaming services. As more and more people begin to head back to theaters, it is probably safe to say we won't see Mr. Malcolm's List available online till at least the end of its theatrical run. However, you can watch the 2019 short film that started it all right now on YouTube. Is Mr. Malcolm's List in movie theaters? Mr. Malcolm's List will premiere in theaters on July 1, 2022, with some early showings playing on June 30th. This film is getting an exclusive theatrical release, which means you won't be able to stream it from home for now. You'll need to head to your local theater to catch this movie when it hits the screen in July. Tickets from Mr. Malcolm's List are available to purchase now. Watch the trailer for Mr. Malcolm's List. On May 25, 2022, Bleecker Street released the official trailer for Mr. Malcolm's List. Selina escapes her unpromising prospects in the countryside to visit her friend, Julia, in the bustling city of London. Once she's there, she learns of her friend's plot to give Mr. Malcolm a taste of his own medicine. After learning to be Mr. Malcolm's supposed dream girl from Julia and Lord Cassidy, Selina sets after her task to make Mr. Malcolm fall in love with her. If this trailer is anything to go by, this movie will be full of all the romantic tension and lingering glances that make the period drama genre so enticing. Check out the trailer here. More movies like Mr. Malcolm's List that you can watch now. Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 adaptation of Jane Austen's classic novel, is the quintessential period romance. Pride and Prejudice stars Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Bennet, the headstrong second eldest sister in a family of 5 daughters. Elizabeth's mother is determined to find a suitable husband for her girls, as any good 18th century mom would. What follows is the enemies to lovers romance for the ages between Elizabeth and the standoffish Mr. Darcy, Matthew Macfadyen. Even if you've seen this film so many times you have the gazebo scene memorized, it is always worth heading over to HBO to give it a watch. Shakespeare in Love, John Madden's 1998 film Shakespeare in Love is the perfect mix of comedy, drama, and romance. A young William Shakespeare, Joseph Fiennes, is strapped for cash and fresh out of ideas. When he meets Viola de Lesseps, Gwyneth Paltrow, and subsequently falls for her, he is inspired to write one of his most famous plays, Romeo and Juliet. Though the actual events in the movie are fictional, many of the characters are based on actual historical figures, and there are plenty of references to Shakespeare's other works sprinkled throughout the movie. Shakespeare in Love took home 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. You can stream this classic period romance now on Showtime. Emma, Anya Taylor-Joy stars as the titular heroine in the 2020 film Emma. Another Jane Austen adaptation, Emma follows Emma Woodhouse, Anya Taylor-Joy, a young girl who prides herself in her matchmaking abilities. Emma is perfectly content to meddle in the romantic affairs of those around her, including her new friend Harriet, Mia Goth, rather than pursue a relationship of her own. However, things get a bit tricky when Emma and Harriet fall for the same guy, Emma's longtime friend Mr. Knightley, Johnny Flynn, and Emma is forced to confront her own feelings and the true impact she's had on those who she's tried to help. Emma is available to stream for free with ads through Amazon Freevee.